Hello and welcome. Here we go again, a survey of the weekly global trends and forecast for weeks 8 and 9 of this year. Escalation in the Middle East is one of the defining trends of this week, and we forecast the uncertainties and severities going ahead, which may have multiple impacts, not only conflict in the Middle East, but that of energy and economic shocks in the greater Asia Pacific region. Unilateral use of military power was very much evident with Israel and US launching military attacks on Iran, pulverizing the country in a large swath of it, but Iran is holding ground in turn. Iran has launched its own retaliatory strikes, calling it as the 22nd and 23rd missile and drone attacks, uh, which are targeting not only the Israel and the United States bases, but a larger Middle East per se. This has caused geopolitical uncertainty. Multilateralism, one could say, is highly negative. Great power competition is growing. It is possible that Russia and China would be assisting Iran to stave off the United States and Israel challenge. But there are no confirmed indications in this so far. UN influence is obviously in the negative. Energy security, again, remains in the negative. There is alliance stress for a short period of time between NATO and the Euro-Atlantic Alliance, but this has now been resolved with most countries in Europe supporting the US and Israel operations against Iran. Nuclear non-proliferation remains a concern. On the Middle East front, I think the situation is precarious and all indicators and forecasts tend to show negative, particularly the regional state stability, external intervention in Iran, interstate conflict, the internal political situation in Iran, and the humanitarian distress. In the Indo-Pacific, again, the challenges are growing. Leadership between US, China, China, Russia have raised concerns. Great power competition is growing, partly due to the conflict in the Middle East. The alliance stress, US and allies in Quad, remains uncertain, particularly with the recent incident of the United States Navy targeting an Iranian naval boat off the coast of Sri Lanka. Interstate conflict, Cambodia, Thailand, there have been some recent reports of more clashes despite the ceasefire. Internal military stability in the PLA remains a concern. Coming on to South Asia, I think there are some positive trends here with the elections happening in Nepal, which have indicated a positive direction with with the political turnover likely to be smooth, but the results are still awaited, so we'll hold our horses. As far as the other trends are concerned, India-Bangladesh relations are also showing a degree of improvement. Afghanistan-Pakistan conflict, however, remains in the negative, and that is, in fact, escalating. Internal security in Bangladesh has improved, but still remains in the uncertain category. As far as India trends and forecast is concerned, the geopolitical dilemma faced by India, particularly in the case of Iran and the United States, continues, and this has grown to be a concern. We have neighborhood stress happening with Bangladesh, somewhat reduced, whereas economic diplomacy has also assumed a degree of uncertainty due to the events in the Middle East. The maritime coastal security has emerged as a concern immediately after targeting of the Iranian naval ship off the coast of Sri Lanka, of course, in the international waters, by a US Navy's nuclear submarine. In this trend as well, Indian Navy's ability to monitor the activities in the Indian Ocean region has also been called for question. Indian Air Force had a very demonstrative air exercise demonstrating its firepower. But still, the trends remain uncertain. Youth employment and militancy in India continues to be in the concern and the uncertain category. Radicalization will have to be watched out very carefully.